Hello and welcome to ExecuWitch. I'm your host, Luna Noir, and on today's episode, what I need to relax. And if I know I need to relax, I know you need to relax. There's no way that we are getting through 2026 in our best. I just don't believe that after 2025 that we feel relaxed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop my shoulders down because I just realized they're practically by my ears. So there, I need to relax. And I just wanted to, give a couple of ideas. And I'm sure so many of you have thought of this, and so many of you already practice a lot of these. And it's one of those moments where with everything that is going on, we do need to self-care. For instance, my own personal self-care journey, I'm thinking about doing a Brad Mondo butterfly haircut. My hair is past my waist, and I got a lot of split ends, dead ends, and all sorts of just mayhem happening. And it's been quite a long time since I've done a style in my hair. My hair is typically one length. But for my self-care, I'm actually going to wax my eyebrows and just wax. Let's just keep it at that. So yeah, I'm trying to embody, every morning I do a ritual. So I don't think it actually relaxes me as much as makes me beg to ask the question of, what are you doing up there? So I personally feel that there are certain things that we can all do that, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like talking, to the gods, is actually helping. I'm sure it is. They are working behind the scenes, working in the shadows. I just really need a little more, accountability put on myself to make myself a priority for myself. And maybe you're feeling the same. Okay, gotta keep those shoulders down. So one of the first things that I like to do, I can't always afford to do, is having like candles burning in the house. It's just one of those things that, like this one, for instance, of course, there you go. You saw that, right? You saw how huge that was. So I personally love to have candles. This one's a black candle. I'm already working on shadow work. I am trying to, all my anxiety, just let it, that actually felt good, be burned away by this candle. And doing things like this with intention definitely helps. So candles, if you have them, use them. If you're like me, who used to kind of hoard candles, like they were so pretty I didn't want to burn them and stuff, because I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to get one of these candles or afford one of these candles, so I never used them. I've blown past that episode in my life and realized I deserve to see something pretty and beautiful and smell the aromas of, different fragrances in, perfumes and candles, or just the smell of burning wax is just, from my, Roman Catholic days, there's something very peaceful and calming and grounding about it. So try a candle. And believe it or not, I'm going to try to make this less than 20 minutes. Incense. Now, I burned some incense. These happen to be Nag Champra, one of my favorites. Incense, lovely. Nothing gets better. Nothing gets better. Nothing feels better. I'm hitting this microphone left and right. Then the smell of that warm, earthy, spicy incense. It's for me, it's very grounding. And sometimes when I walk into the house and my husband's burning incense, or the kids, you know, everyone except the youngest is burning incense and candles and things. There's something uplifting walking into your home, and just there's something very cool and crisp about it at the same time, like with the warming. So incense, lovely. It definitely can ground you. If you are lucky enough to do meditation during, like, watching a candle, you know, flicker, and you're able to do that for long periods of time, I think that at my best was possibly 15 minutes. I don't know. But for meditation, that's probably the longest I've ever, you know, meditated for. And I don't know if it's necessarily meditation if tons of thoughts are still flooding through your mind, but I definitely sat there and tried to be quiet for 10 or 15 minutes. So that's another wonderful, relaxing bit of some of the tools of the trade. Crystals. I'm going to talk about this one just because it's a clear quartz crystal. It has some beautiful inclusions. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. My husband purchased this one for me. I think it was on our 27th wedding anniversary. And just holding it is very, very cathartic, very helpful. I love to take this one specifically outside. It's just one of the items that I feel that helps with my anxiety. This one just feels, and I'm thinking it's the round shape, and not to mention there's something about it that reminds me of holding a baby's little head in my hands, and maybe that's what it is. I don't know, and that's probably one of the reasons why I love this crystal. You know, it's definitely heavier than my baby's heads because the sucker's heavy. But yeah, this is just one of those items that just brings about a sense of peace, like when I was a child. So this crystal, also I have this one. It's a little bit more of a citrine crystal. My son gave it to me. I think it was actually the same year for my anniversary. So it's just, this one has a little bit more of a, like, grab the anxiety and spit it out type energy for me. Like there's something a little sparky and a little, yeah, there's just, and it's probably the shape that gives the accuracy. But I definitely feel like these two, holding them together, I'm feeling kind of like, not conflict, but there's definitely a calm, get rid of quickly, like if you're trying to put out a fire fast. So crystals, definitely check out some crystals. If you can't afford crystals, look at this video, see my reaction with these crystals, and manifest for you to have something this special. You know, I've always wanted crystals, and I started off with, of course, the little crystals that you get at the store, and for decades those worked so well for me. And then I just kind of felt a pull to want something a little bit bigger. And right now I know there's people rocking huge, you know, statues in their houses of amethyst and citrine and smoky quartz, but for me this one was very precious and worth the wait. So I'm going to put her down next to Kraken, not on the floor, it's laying on something soft. So I have pretty much everything that I'm typically using during these times. Some tea, even preparing a cup of tea. I bit my lip, so I wonder if someone's talking about me. So I bite my tongue just in case. So tea. This tea happens to be my favorite. It's a citrus, ginger, honey concoction that I've talked about before in my previous videos. Got it from Costco. Lovely. I'm sure I can find a picture of it. but or it's in one of the other episodes. But yeah, love this tea. Very rich, soothing, and using a wooden spoon. There's that sound is soothing to me. Whereas I don't think, did I bring it? I could have sworn. I did. This, excuse me, is a bothersome sound to me. That, like people just clinking, that does not, but maybe for some people that might be their thing, because it reminds them of, I'm just going to put this here, you know, having coffee in the morning, but using something like a wooden spoon, that there's something just a little bit more grounding and earthing. And I'm going to be using the word grounding a lot. I can tell that already. That's lovely. Oh my gosh. Also, when we're talking about, I spilled some on my hands, I'm sure. Let's see, what else? This might be the most relaxing video I've ever done, but having things around you to, for instance, if I'm trying to shove out energy, I would typically do this with windows open, definitely doors open. I have a bell. Now this one, hopefully it doesn't, you know, so if you're listening to this on earbuds, I'm just going to ring it once, hopefully. But this bell right here, I'm going to try to, got this one. That bell. That is so clean. It's so crisp. I love this bell. I've been trying to buy a bell or be gifted a bell, again, for decades. Could never find the right bell, couldn't find the right, they were too tinny sounding. This one had it had the goods. I purchased this one off of the marketplace. It only cost $15. You know what? The drive was lovely, and it wasn't that far, but it was such a well worth purchase. And as you can see, as a witch, I'm in my 50s now. So just as a cleansing, as a witch in her 50s, a lot of the things that I've needed have come to me later in life, because I don't think that I think I was just absorbing in my 20s and 30s, and yeah, and I think I just absorbed so much. And though I would try to get some relaxation, I don't feel that I was doing that in the right way. It was, and I'll be honest, me, never really much of a drinker, but I think I would tend to have a drink. And I did try doing yoga. It's one of those things that my vices were just escaping through television and just hanging out with my kids and kind of just watching my kids grow up. And I don't regret that, but I don't necessarily think that was helping me to feel better. But definitely another, this is just what I'm noticing, that a lot of the things that I've gotten as gifts or purchased myself have definitely come in later. If you're, younger, please don't wait, to try to make sure that you're doing whatever you can to relax. This morning I was listening to some drumming because my husband and my son purchased this gorgeous drum for me for my birthday. This birthday has been better than a lot of others, and the most stressful than a lot of others. But I'm gonna let you hear it. I'm not good at it. There's something about it though. I don't know. there's something about it that definitely makes me feel lovely. It makes me want to dance. I don't think I could dance and do this, so that's not happening. However, dancing this morning, that's what I did. I was listening to some Apple Music. Let me put you down, thank you. I was listening to some Apple Music, and I just looked up drumming. I would love to play what I found this morning because it literally had me moving. I was like, okay, I think my my shoulders moved in ways that they haven't in forever. And I was like, wow, I didn't even think that my shoulders actually work that way. So I know that some relaxation has been happening. But also, for those of you who love to take baths, I would love to take a bath. However, there's only one bathtub in this home, and it's the kids' bathroom. And I'll be honest, they clean it, but I don't feel like going through all the trouble of getting anything to my standards, because I'll be stressed by the time I get in there, and then you have to clean it afterwards. So that's not necessarily a stress reliever for me, but some Epsom salt baths, lovely. Can totally do that. I'm wrapping this up. I feel the time. But also skullcap and lemon balm. I have created a capsule where I have ground both of these two herbs together. I am not a doctor, please. Anything that you hear today, look up, research, talk to your doctor if you've heard anything. Tea, I don't know, you could be diabetic. You might be allergic to ginger. Just make sure that you check with your primary care physician. However, lemon balm and skullcap have been my best friend to actually sleep without my heart racing in the middle of the night. So if you take anything away, if you're going through the kind of stress that I've been going through, and this whole entire house has been going through, that might be your win. But yeah, coffee never relaxes me. It definitely tries to wake me up, but it's not my jam. Like for that, I drink it every day, but that skullcap in lemon balm, chef's kiss. Also, connecting with your divine beings. Now, whoever my divine beings are, I never go into who I practice with. However, my stress-reducing divine beings, I don't know. I think they're on vacation. I don't know if it's a government shutdown. I have no idea. All I know is that my divine beings who help me to remove and block horrific situations from happening in my life have been doing a great fucking job. They're like, they are working it. However, my financial prosperity, wealth deities, those are playing hide and seek with me, and they're good. They are good because I don't know who they are. I don't know if I met them and insulted them. I don't know. All I know is that that's the one thing that I believe could make a difference in my life. But yeah. So I'm definitely looking into which deity I need to contact to help me with that, because most of all my issues could be rectified by finance. That's so sad, because the healthcare issues that this house has, money would fix it. The housing instability, money would fix it. The fact that we operate with family of 5 with 1 car, money would fix it. Every single month there's just that financial stress that never leaves. As soon as the first passes, you're still stressing about the 30th or the 31st or the 29th in this aspect. So I hope that this has helped you. And let's see, salts help. Moon water. I also did moon water. So make sure to try to do some moon water. Put it outside at night. Get it before the sun hits it in the morning. Share it with everyone in your home and help it cleanse away the stress and your issues. Tarot, Florida water, did that. Haven't done sigils in a while. And yeah, look at me. I'm sorry, I did this. I did this. I knew I could. And none of my girls came. Okay, everyone's knocked out in a coma. I think it's because of all the lovely things that I've done to create an environment of respite. Now, I bid you adieu, and I hope that you choose at least one of these things to incorporate, maybe something you haven't thought of. Lemon balm and skullcap, baby. You will thank me, you will subscribe, you will share, and force everyone to do so. I know it, because that blend, as long as your doctor says it's okay, gets you the sleep that your body and your mind and your soul needs. Well, I hope that this was enlightening, entertaining, useful, and short. Check me out. I'm so geeked that I did this. Okay. So again, thank you. Share. Bye.